Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA.
Inside the Niger Delta. Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers, a waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
It is a project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline. AKUGHA Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. AKUGHA Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Upon assumption of office in May last year, President Bola Tinubu made strategic moves to position his administration for the renewed hope agenda which he promised Nigerians. One of the moves was the appointment of a statutory board and management for the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, tasked with the enthronement of sustainable development of the oil-rich region. President Tinubu's charge for the governing board, led by Mr. Chiedu Ebe, and the management team headed by Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, was clear: streamline the agency's plans, programs and projects in line with his administration's 8-point renewed hope agenda. About 8 months after, the highly competent and efficient leadership of the NDDC is already making significant impact across the region in its delivery of quality services in physical and social infrastructure and the implementation of poverty reduction programs. Going forward, the leadership of the Commission, which has proposed the biggest budget ever of the NDDC for the year 2024, decided to gather all stakeholders in the region for a summit to harvest their inputs in the creation of solutions to the many development challenges in the region. From the 10th to the 13th of July 2024, the NDDC convened a Niger Delta Stakeholder Summit in Port Harcourt, River State, which was attended by over 1,000 delegates from the region. In the following documentary, we bring you a detailed breakdown of activities from the pre-summit technical session on Wednesday, July 10th, to the main event on Friday, July 13th, 2024.
Ice King #1, development, transformation, Niger Delta, back come, my people hear me again, my Niger Delta.
In the year 2000, President Olusegun Obasanjo established the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to address the many socio-economic and environmental challenges in the Niger Delta region, brought on by years of crude oil exploration and exploitation. The commission was also intended to nip in the bud the growing problem of militancy by disgruntled youths in the Niger Delta who felt a compelling need to take matters into their own hands to address what they felt was an unjust marginalization of the region, which was providing Nigeria the bulk of its foreign exchange. Over the years, various boards and management of the Commission have recorded significant impact. However, there is still a great deal of problems and challenges that are still gaping for attention in the region. Last year, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appointed a new leadership for the Commission, which is made up of Mr. Chiedu Ebie as chairman of the governing board and Dr. Samuel Oboko as managing director and chief executive officer. In the last 9 months, this team has garnered praise and admiration from leaders and people of the region for completing abandoned projects and initiating new ones. Some of its key achievements include the completion of the 27.5-kilometer Ogbia-Emakalakala Akiele-Etiama-Nembe Road in partnership with Shell Petroleum Development Company and the ICO Atabrikan Akata Opolom Ikotiwang Okorotipi Wachang Road and 600-meter bridge in Akwa Ibom State. The NDDC in the last 9 months has also made giant strides in the power sector. They successfully completed the Okitipupa substation in Ondo State that will supply electricity to several communities in the Ondo South Senatorial District and the Amufi substation in Edo State.
With peace and harmony.
One significant revival is the free healthcare program, which has just concluded its first phase across the 9 states of the region, attending to over 18,000 patients who received free medical treatments for various health challenges. The Commission, under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, has proposed its largest budget since inception, totaling 1.911 trillion naira. This budget prioritizes infrastructure development in the region, especially the completion of numerous high-impact projects that remains unfinished. 1 trillion naira of this budget will be financed through borrowing from different partners and financial institutions. A unique feature of the Commission in recent times has been its constant engagement with critical stakeholders across the region. The NDDC recognizes the importance of listening to the voices of the people it serves, just as the popular Latin phrase states, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, which means the voice of the people is the voice of God. This was evident during the Partners for Sustainable Development Conference in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, where community and traditional leaders, development proponents, and other stakeholders itemized pressing issues, which were then incorporated into the 2024 budget of the Commission.
The NDDC 2024 budget is actually going to bring back life and hope to the people of the Niger Delta, because this is a budget that we carefully looked at. We went through different processes, from ensuring that we had a PSD meeting with even other stakeholders and National Assembly to ensure that the budget, everybody participated in putting this budget together. Even the IOCs had their representative from the OPTS in the budget committee. So this budget actually represents the people of the Niger Delta.
The Commission has continually engaged with various groups in the region, providing a platform for them to share their unique challenges and collaboratively crafted solutions. This inclusive approach involves ethnic nationalities, youth and women's group, elders, religious leaders, and community leaders. In alignment with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and in conformity with the drive of the NDDC leadership to promote inclusivity in the implementation of its largest budget yet, the NDDC created a platform for the progressive interchange of ideas among stakeholders in the oil-rich Niger Delta region. This gave birth to the recent Niger Delta Stakeholders Summit 2024, which was held in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and tagged Renewed Hope for Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta. The regional summit, which began on July 10th at Jay's Signature Hotel and concluded on July 13th, 2024 at the Obiwali International Conference Center, brought together community and political leaders, development partners, policy experts, and women and youth leaders from the 9 states of the region.
Transformation, oh yo yo, Niger Delta, oh yo yo, come.
Participants at the summit described the initiative as a watershed moment that will significantly impact the future of communities in the region and their people.
I think this is a very, very commendable and laudable effort by the NDDC to bring stakeholders together, bring the Niger Delta people together, and it's an opportunity for us to share ideas on the way forward.
In Niger Delta, we watch a common problem, you understand? So this is a good innovation by bringing all stakeholders together.
When we come together, we have the opportunity of bringing our needs to the table and then discussing on ways of ensuring that these needs are met by the Commission.
The months that they have been on board, we can see what they are doing. We can see what the MD is doing, we can see what the board is doing. The NDDC, in my opinion, is not a developmental board as the name suggests or claims. It is not. It is an intervention agency. And I think that when we put it in that perspective, we can then begin to see that as an intervention agency, the NDDC, this board is doing well.
And you cannot be in charge of development of a region as an intervention agency without talking to the critical stakeholders. So this kind of action is part of the good initiatives of the management. It must be bottom up. Talk to people, know what they want, and let them work together with you, monitoring and evaluation of what you are doing.
It's a welcome initiative in the sense that we are trying to see what they have done before and what they have in stock for the future, because it cannot be business as usual.
This kind of summit will bring together the various thoughts, deliberations, views and positions from the stakeholders in the entire region and table it before the policy maker who are here to listen to views and positions today and see how we forge ahead and make the Niger Delta region a region to be reckoned with in the next few years to come.
For the first time, there's an ambitious effort by this board. They are committed and they are focused. That is critical. Okay? And they have a sense of duty and responsibility. When you put that together, you can see why they're able to call all of us stakeholders today.
Today, the only road that connects the east-west, connecting the Niger Delta with the rest of Nigeria, have been completely cut off. And there seems to be no hope in sight. So this is an opportunity for us to look at core critical areas that define our people as a region.
In declaring the pre-summit technical session opened, the governing board chairman, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, took the stage first to welcome the attendees and set the ball rolling.
The cornerstone of our strategy is to conduct regular stakeholder engagements. These engagements are designed to enhance communication, and provide a platform for meaningful and robust interaction on issues critical to optimizing our performance. By fostering open dialogue with stakeholders, we aim to ensure transparency, gather valuable feedback, and address any concerns promptly.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Samuel Oboko, followed by providing an overview of the Commission's activities since the team took over in October 2023. He also reiterated the team's resolve to change the narrative in the region, break new grounds, and set a precedent for future generations.
For those who have done projects recently in NDDC, you realize that NDDC is not NDDC of yesterday. The system we have put in place are systems that will ensure that it protects the institution and also protect the funds we have. In the past, people have said all sorts of things about NDDC where contracts are substandard and the rest of them. But I challenge you, come back. You will not have that kind of situation again.
With the event in full swing, stakeholders shared their views on an array of critical issues they believed had hindered progress, peace and development in the region.
Why should the federal government be borrowing them more than 2 trillion naira out of the statutory allocations to them? If they are borrowing money to execute projects in Nigeria, they should borrow money and pay back to the NDDC. They are sending 2 trillion naira. Let me see how some will have the money and he won't pay the contractors. Or will have the money and he won't give it to the youth. We'll go and wait for him at the junction. There's need to review that NDDC Act. There are other sources of money that has to be brought into the Act to enrich the purse of the NDDC. Also, the single treasury account should not apply to NDDC. They should have their money so that they can do their project. The single treasury account does not help NDDC to achieve its end.
The Atlantic is there. It's the whole coastal, the shoreline. All right? We need to give our God-given this thing by having our fishing fleets just going out every day and harvesting the fish from God's own fish farm.
You develop the cities, you develop the big towns. It's not the solution to the Niger Delta problem. Where the oil is coming from that has been deprived, if you don't address them, there will be no peace in Niger Delta.
I'm looking at the NDDC keying into the presidential CNG initiative to see that it is implemented across the region. This is because of the countless number of jobs it will provide and also to meet the energy needs of our people.
As it stands now, persons with disabilities in the Niger Delta region, they have to go to Enugu to write JAMB exams, those who are visually impaired. So we need specialized centers, inclusive centers within the Niger Delta region, vocational schools within the Niger Delta region. These are interventions that we need from the Niger Delta Development Commission.
A key component of the pre-summit event was the breakout sessions where 7 groups tackled topics including environmental sustainability and remediation, infrastructure development and investment, human capital development and empowerment, economic diversification and industrialization, governance, peace and security, and monitoring and evaluation, among others. Some participants from these groups spoke to our crew about their discussions.
We talked about curriculum dysfunction and relevance. What they are learning in school today, how relevant is it to the present and future challenges of the region? So there is need to re-engineer and domesticate the national curriculum to suit the Niger Delta region in the 9 states, and it may require the states synergizing together.
We're strategizing on the various things that will enhance the economic development of the region, like agriculture, small and medium scale development. Talked about providing enabling environment for businesses, for investments in the region.
The NDDC as an intervention agency needs to play big in the environment. And so this session I think will be very, very important to the whole technical sessions that will be taking place today.
The summit proper on Friday, the 13th of July 2024, saw an even bigger crowd as stakeholders in their numbers went through the seamless registration process before taking their seats for a landmark event set to chart the course for the future of their communities. Illustrious son of the soil and former president of Nigeria, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, in the company of the representative of the president, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, other governors and senators also joined the trail.
With peace and harmony, we can live together, break together.
Dr. Jonathan, who was the chairman of the event, in his speech observed the need for increased synergy between development agencies and state governments to accelerate development in the region.
So NDDC must have a way to manage the infrastructure they complete. There are two ways to do that. They can, on their own, continue to maintain their roads. And everybody who lives within an area will know that this is what NDDC has contributed to the area. Alternatively, they could meet with the governors, and a road that is dear to the state, they can construct and donate it to the state. In that case, the state will take over the maintenance of the road.
Keynote speakers at the event, including Professor Eosa Osaye and Dr. Tony Elumelu, who was represented by Osayande Igyohon, CEO of Heirs Energies, provided some key insights into the sustainable development of the region.
We should, by all means, look for ways of moving from an economy that is dependent, an economy that is export and import based, i.e. a trading outpost, to an economy that is productive. And therefore I think that the NDDC has a role to play as one of the pillars of growth in this direction.
We have seen where determined leaders and engaged citizens come together to transform even the most challenging circumstances. With the right policies, investments and partnerships, we can build an economy in the Niger Delta that is diverse, inclusive and sustainable. An economy that creates opportunity for all.
Goodwill messages also came from dignitaries who commended the Commission for their demonstrated astuteness in managing its affairs and improving the living conditions of the people in the oil-rich region.
I think what we need is the unity of our people. And once we are united and we are committed, I'm sure for us in the Niger Delta, there's no reason for anybody to be poor, considering what is already available in this region.
The theme of this summit, Renewed Hope for Sustainable Development in the Niger Delta, is apt and demonstrates the drive to translate the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President into a pragmatic and enduring socio-economic development for the Niger Delta region and our beloved country.
I'd like to thank the Niger Delta Development Commission for the thought of this conference. And this has given some ray of hope that that body is not dead. And this will bring again our desire of our region to develop faster than the way it is today.
The board and management being led by two gentlemen of the highest repute, Mr. Chiedu Ebie and Dr. Samuel Obuku, has already achieved so much in a short time. Working together with my colleagues from the Senate Committee on NDDC, for the first time in several years, the NDDC will be operating a budget approved by the National Assembly.
In his remarks, on behalf of the President, Senator Godswill Akpabio hailed the leadership of the Commission for properly aligning its policies, programs and projects with the policy thrust of the current administration. He further assured the people of the Niger Delta of the President's goodwill and support for the growth and development of the region.
We here at the National Assembly are very satisfied with the work you are doing and with the kind of cooperation that the management and the board are having in the Niger Delta Development Commission. The Niger Delta Development Commission has never had the kind of budget that they are having in 2024. The president has approved that they can go ahead and get a soft loan of 1 trillion to add to complete all the other projects that they have in mind in order to bring quick development to this region. The Lagos-Calabar coastal road started by the president will not only start from Lagos. Mr. President has also agreed that it must also take route from Niger Delta simultaneously. Then it will meet up with the one in Lagos.
The summit concluded with stakeholders agreeing on resolutions, including addressing funding for the NDDC, providing at least 3% VAT generated from the region, exempting the NDDC from the federal government treasury single account, and resuscitating NDDC Advisory Council. These and other points formed the 19-point communique issued at the end of the summit.
At the end of the sessions, the following were arrived at as resolutions from the entire summit. 1. The reactivation of the NDDC Advisory Committee under Section 11 of the NDDC Establishment etc. Act 2000 as amended. All funds due and outstanding to the Commission from the statutory sources, including the federal government and the Ecological Fund, be vigorously pursued and recovered. There is urgent need to remove the Commission from the Treasury Single Account policy as it limits the Commission from fully achieving its interventionist mandates.
As the Commission moves forward towards its ambitious plans, it is clear that the current leadership is poised to surpass the achievements of previous boards in driving rapid transformation across the beleaguered communities in the Niger Delta. The commitment to aligning with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda ensures that the NDDC is well positioned to foster sustainable development, peace and prosperity for the region and its people.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, no doubt the Niger Delta Stakeholders Summit brings very high hopes for development of the Niger Delta region. Well, that's where we draw the curtain on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.